Riska I'm from class TBI 5C. Okay, before we start, I want to say thanks to audience who attend my seminar today. In the world of education, methods of learning are essential because to increase the learning result of students. Teaching a foreign language as a target language is a challenge, especially for a teacher. As we know it together, that the foreign language currently being taught mostly in any Indonesian school is English. On this occasion, I will discuss several methods of teaching English. The first one is direct method. Direct method or direct model is a way of teaching foreign language lesson materials where the teacher directly the foreign language and a medium of the medium, and without using the language of the title protege in teaching. If there is a word that is difficult for a learner to understand, then the teacher can interpret by using proofs, demonstration, picture, and so on. This method reads on the understanding that teaching a foreign language is not the same as teaching an exact sentence. Even if the words of sentence were at first unfamiliar and understood by learners, they would be able to be spoken and able to interpret them. Similarly, when we notice that a mother teaches her children to get wet by teaching them, guiding them by using word by word, sentence by sentence, and child in their own way. Support his mother taught the father, so the boy said, and so on. But the child gradually recognizes the words and come to understand them. The direct method is particularly direct in teaching foreign language, since it means that students can direct in his teaching or tongue proficiency without the use of his native language. Although at first it may seem difficult for the protege to adopt it, but it is attractive for the protege. The second one is the Bartlett methods. Bartlett was the direct method or direct method that was always used in Bartlett school as a principal method. Our Bartlett schools have adopted this direct method to teach foreign language at his school and to many other schools in America and Europe that regularly adopt these methods. They have come to believe that it is the most appropriate and successful methods for teaching a foreign language in order to harmonize better and attain the active ability of a foreign language. Thus, the direct method is also called the Bartlett methods, as Bartlett schools have brought more and more popularity with their continuous use of the methods and have found that it's worked very well. Okay, the third one is the method of conversation. The method of conversation is to teach a foreign language such as English, Arabic, other language that direct the students to the conversation in the foreign language being taught, certainly starting with the words or phrase that normally apply to everyday activities, such as good morning, how are you, what are you doing, can you speak English, and so on. Our sentence conversation is passed around school, home, in office, and so on. It is increasingly widespread and diverse. Where the language is spoken, the second rule is read, write, or read books. So the main function of learning a foreign language is the ability to speak. To communicate verbally converse, that is the main goal and principal target in learning a foreign language, followed by passive reading and understanding or mastery. Therefore, the main and first method in learning to teach a foreign language should be the method of conversation. The method is implemented by direct method and natural method, which implement the function or recurrent principle of each method. The last one is the practice method or theory. The practice method theory is in accordance with its name, emphasizing the practical ability of the theory. The comparison could be 7 units of practical method and their units of theoretical method. Learning a foreign language first and putting practice first, accompanied by theory or grammar. So here what counts is how students can be able to speak a foreign language that is practically not theoretical. Teaching must therefore be directed to communicative or conversation abilities, whereas grammaticals can be taught usually only at the initial level. Of practical lesson material can be selected and adapted to simple methods, whether taught every day and conversation that have to do with the educational school, work, or a broader home and community, or can also list details of the names of objects and apps word as the basic of for the language of the conversation. While at the advanced level, other lesson materials are developed more widely and complex, so theoretical conversation and scientific reasoning. Okay, everyone, just on my explanation today. I'm sorry for my mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.